Trojan family, what's up, man? USCJ here. It's the top of the morning. It's the top of the morning. Listen, I hope everybody is getting ready to get up, get out, and make some things happen this morning. Listen, we got a couple of things on the table that I want to kind of address this morning. One is Julian Lewis on why I think that USC is in good shape as it relates to USC, as it relates to Julian Lewis recruitment. And I think that, you see a lot of message boards, you see people talking about he's crystal ball here, he's crystal ball there, or he is taking these trips here, and the narrative is always they push the narrative to be a certain way. But I want to talk to you about what Georgia site, coming from specifically from the 24/7 Sports, what they're saying about Julian Lewis and why I think USC is pretty much, I feel, a lock, seal, and deliver according to how they're viewing it as well. Also, I want to talk about Joaquin Stewart, big time New Orleans, Louisiana defensive tackle, number one defensive tackle in the country. This guy is Eric Henderson. He took very well to Eric Henderson. It looks like Eric Henderson has really kind of essentially wrapped his arms around him, and I think USC has a real opportunity. However, there is a media site that puts something out as it relates to Joaquin Stewart. I want to talk about that real quick as well. Matter of fact, let's start with that real quick. You guys already know Joaquin Stewart yesterday, big time on three, put this out yesterday about Joaquin Stewart, had a prediction. It said that Joaquin Stewart, they're putting predictions in for Joaquin Stewart, and now they're predicting him to go to LSU. And a guy by the name of Shea Dixon for on three, as well as Billy and Body, both of them put out a prediction for Joaquin Stewart, and they had a confidence rate level of 75%. Now, this is very interesting because once they put that out yesterday, Joaquin Stewart immediately came out, and this is why I said seeing is believing. If you see something, you will believe something. And Joaquin Stewart immediately came out and said this was his statement, probably within 10 minutes of on three putting this out. And he says, my recruitment is wide open. I'm not leaning toward a certain school. I plan on taking visits until I find where I can consider home and reach my full potential. This will be the most important decision of my life this far, and will make it my future and my family in mind. Listen, I told you guys that Eric Henderson really wrapped his arms around him and really kind of adopted him in like a father type figure. And Eric Henderson also said that he can offer, a lot of father figure type situation that a lot of people can't offer. And he understands that. He knows that Eric Henderson knows his role, not only as a developer of defensive linemen, but a father type figure. And we talked about that. And Joaquin Stewart, coincidentally, he came out, made this statement, and he put it out immediately. When I mean immediately, following this post, and they still got the post up, which is crazy. But this is why I say that seeing is believing. It's a narrative that they always try to put in place, and they do the same thing with Julian Lewis. It's like I was watching I think it was one of these sites. I can't remember which site it was, but it was almost like when they were interviewing him, they were trying to push him away from the USC commitment. But I believe Julian Lewis is locked in, and one of the reasons we'll talk about Julian Lewis right now, that I think is extremely important, because you got guys like Chris Henry Jr., who I talked about, who's transferring to modern day, who I think Julian Lewis can really sway him. These guys were in a 7-on-7 together. Julian Lewis was passing to him. And look, it was a great connection. And that relationship being developed, these guys being in California, I think it's straight up go time. So you guys can hit me on that. You guys can tell me what you think. But this is Julian Lewis right here. And he was at this on three. Well, excuse me. He was at a camp. But here was coming from the 24/7 Sports site. And this is how they feeling right now about Julian Lewis. He says, I have a lot of opinions about what Georgia should do, or which quarterback, and they're talking about two different quarterbacks, which quarterback makes the most sense for various reasons. My take, either Lewis or Zellers will be a major recruiting win. From speaking with sources around the program, I lean toward Zellers in Georgia's class at this time. That will be reflected in my mock 3 1.0 today. I guess this is some type of whatever he puts out, report that he puts out. But he says, I'm not quite a crystal ball to Georgia level, but we are getting there. Yes, Lewis is the in-state quarterback who will generate the most buzz, but there are still several, listen to this, there are still several hurdles to flip him from Southern Cal. Lewis will be back on campus in Athens in the next 2 weeks. Zellers has become a Georgia versus Penn State battle, and the Bulldogs are making a serious push for the out-of-state product. So look, these guys are really they're not feeling the most comfortable as it relates to Julian Lewis, and this was him at the camp. Julian Lewis versus this other guy, Zellers, and apparently Zollers. I think that's how you pronounce his name. But apparently Zollers is the guy that they feel comfortable with. So look, USC fans, man, all this what we see on these media sites, man, look, you guys just got to really, really just kind of stay calm, stay focused. The recruiting class is still moving and grooving. And I think, yes, we got one recruit, which is Julian Lewis, but he's the best possible recruit that you can have. What other recruit do you want? Because everything is going to build around Julian Lewis. You guys know the quarterback makes the world go round. Excuse me. So you see a guy like Julian Lewis who sticks to his commitment. Then you're going to see guys like running backs, whether it's Carson Cox, whether it's Chris Henry, whoever. You're going to see other guys that will surround themselves around a guy like Julian Lewis. So he's the one that makes the whole world go around. He's the one that makes all the pieces come to play. So this is the main one that we have to keep intact. And look, from everything that I'm reading, from all those that other sites presenting as well, not all of them, but just some of them that's trying to keep it real, like this Georgia 24/7 Sports, they are actually agreeing that Julian Lewis looks like he's a lean toward USC, man. So you guys could drop those comments. You guys could tell me what you think. And also, man, I want to talk about this real briefly. This was a video I did 7 days ago, and it's talking about the big defensive tackle, Dominique Williams. And the video was entitled, let me put that on it. The video was entitled USC potential transfer portal target, Dominique Williams, defensive lineman out of TCU. You guys go back and watch that. It was 7 days ago. It is picking up some major steam. There were some who were questioning Jay. He's not even in the transfer portal. Listen, man, if I'm putting out information, just take it for what it is, okay? Because my thing is this. I'm not just up here speaking for, look, I got a regular job just like everybody else. I work over 60 hours a week. I work for a great company, but I'm not just out here just putting out wind just to win, just to put out breath, just to put it out. My main income is not doing YouTube. I'm putting out information to provide it for USC football fans. And look, YouTube doesn't pay me a lot. I'm just gonna tell you that. The company I work for, they're the ones that pay me a lot. I do this out of the love of football, and I do this for the love of the fans. And I always said to myself, when I started this YouTube channel, I want to present information as if it was me, because there were certain things that I felt like weren't in there, and I wanted to do it from my perspective. And so that's what I'm doing. So if I'm up here, listen, don't question me. I have some people questioning me. Jay, he's not in the. Okay, listen, I'm putting the information out for a reason, but it's picking up steam. You guys can drop those comments in the comment section. You guys can tell me what you think. I'm not up here wasting my time. I'm just trying to provide information which I think will be suitable for you guys to really go out and grasp and really understand that, look, there's some things shaking and baking. Eric Henderson is real. The defensive line is about to be real. And as I stated, this is picking up steam, man. So you guys can drop those comments in the comment section. You guys can tell me what you think. And also, so go back and watch that video. Also, it's kind of small, but these are our guys, man. They are putting in the work, man. And I didn't record that. That came off. So anyway, look, man, these are our guys. They put in some work, man. I'm not even going to put that in there. But listen, what I wanted to say is this. I really want to speak about this more than anything. These guys are putting in the major work. These guys are moving and grooving. And my thing is this. If Alex Grinch would have never got fired, if Alex Grinch would have never got kept for another year, we might not be in this position. I hear a lot of people talking about Alex Grinch, Lincoln Riley decided to keep him. Well, why don't you flip your mind? Why don't you rotate your mind around and allow your mind to think about it this way? How about we probably wouldn't have got Matt Inch if he would have got fired last year. Not this year, but last year or the year before. We probably wouldn't have got Eric Henderson the year before. We probably wouldn't have got Deanton Lynn. We probably wouldn't have got Doug Belt. So I need you guys, not some, but some that are saying that, look, we should have fired him. Lincoln Riley took too long. Listen, we might not be in the situation right now that we're in. We're really going into the Big Ten in a better situation right now, probably one of the best situations that we could possibly be in, having a full loaded coaching staff that we can absolutely depend on, a coaching staff who we know that's going to thrive and do all that they can to put the best product on the field that USC could possibly put on, man. So I want you guys to think about it from that perspective, man. But listen, I'm out of here, man. Listen, don't forget, you guys already know, don't forget, make sure you get up, get out, and make some things happen. Until later on, fight on, fight on, fight on.